Hello, this is Mr. Dufresne, and this is the first lesson in the Melodic Contour Unit. Lesson 1, Steps Ascending and Descending. Our objective today, the student will understand that music has shape, and that is our definition of melodic contour. Understand what a step is, understand high and low on a keyboard instrument, understand what a melody is. This understanding will be demonstrated through improvisation and composition in edu.bandlab.com. So here's our study guide for this lesson. As I said, melodic contour, the definition, music has shape. And that just means that music goes up and down. In this unit, we'll study specific shapes like a peak where you start low, go up to a highest point, and come back down. We'll study valleys where you start high and go down and then come back up. In this unit, we will look at how music has steps, skips, leaps, repeated notes, and silence. Today, we're just going to focus on a step. A step is when a note goes up or down to a note that neighbors it or is right next to it. And I'll show you that a little more clearly when we have BandLab open and we're looking at the keyboard. The rest of this is kind of just a review of what we're going to cover. So we'll cover what a skip is and a leap, how to resolve a leap, what a repeated note is, silence, which is the planned space between notes. You can use that today in the third track when when I'll kind of take the reins off a little bit and let you kind of do whatever you'd like with these steps. A melody, so we've got melodic contour, which means music has shape, it goes up and down. And then we have a melody, which is a series of pitches combined with rhythm. And the rhythm is the important part of that. If we just have a series of pitches with no rhythm, it really doesn't have any meaning. Next this is the step-by-step process here for the composition. And this is the very detailed step-by-step process. I've a shorter version of this, or an abbreviated version, is in the assignment brief. So if you have any questions and there's something that's not exactly covered, come back to this document. This is every possible thing you could need. All right, so this is the document that you can find attached to the lesson in BandLab, and you can also find this document in Google Classroom along with the video. Before you answer the essential questions, come back to this document and look over this study guide material here that's always in the middle of these documents. That way you'll be best prepared to answer the essential questions. So let's jump into BandLab and get started with our assignment. As always, teacher's assignment after you press start assignment. And instruments all the way to the left. Here is the assignment brief I was talking about. In this assignment, we're going to have 4 tracks. We are only going to use the white keys on our keyboard down here. Set the metronome. So change this to 60 or below. Enable the metronome so that we hear the steady beat clicking while you're improvising or composing. And drop down on metronome settings and make sure that we have 2 bars. That way you get 8 clicks before the recording starts. Now you can choose any of the instruments from accordion down to Wurlitzer. So if I click on this, we're going to have some kind of a piano, but you can click on this grand piano here and any of these sounds you can use. Now I'm going to go with the Fender Rhodes here. All right, so in track 1, we're going to play any 5 notes that are steps going up. So any 2 white keys that are right next to each other is a step. So if I'm right here, I could go up a step or down a step. In this track, we're just going to be going up. So up is left to right. And I said 5 notes. So you can start wherever you'd like. So before you start, improvise some ideas and decide where you want to begin. We're going to play this right at 60 beats per minute. We're going to play it right with a click. So I'm grading you on, can you play with a steady beat? Are you going up? Are you going left to right? And are there 5 notes? By the time you're done, when we start at 1, we'll be just after 2. 5 beats only. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to press record, and then I'm going to get 8 beats before I start. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, 4, 5. And that's it. All right, and you can go back and listen to it. Make sure you're playing with a steady beat. Okay, now, as we do these assignments, we're not looking for perfection here. If you're in the ballpark, that's fine. I'd rather you not spend, on something like this that you're doing 5 or 6 takes. All right, you got it and it's close, that's fine. Move on. All right, so let's go to track 2 now. All right, we're going to play any 5 notes that are steps going down, which will be right to left. So we need to add a track, instruments, and you can go down here to the grand piano and change to any of these. So I'm going to go now with the electric piano. All right, so as I said, 5 notes now going down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, and try some different ideas. Find some notes you like. And this is the improvising here, where you're just trying to figure out what do you want to play. Okay, and then when you're ready, press record. Make sure this track is highlighted here. If I highlight this track, I'm going to record over that. We don't want to do that. So I want to make sure that's highlighted. Again, I'm going to get 8 beats. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, you can go back and listen to how it sounds together. Okay. And remember, if you don't like one of these tracks, you can highlight that, press backspace. If you do that by mistake and you want the track, go back and press redo, and we get the track back. All right, let's go on here. Track 3, create a melody with as many notes as you would like. It can go up and down in any way you see fit, but please use only steps. All right, so I want you to be a little more creative with this one. In the first 2 tracks, I'm looking for, can you play with a steady beat? Is track 1 going up? Are they steps? All right, track 2, can you play with a steady beat? Is it going down? Are they steps? In both of those, 5 steps only. Now, in track 3, this is where you can get a little more creative. We're only looking for steps, but if you want to, at some point, take a rest for a second, you could have several that are going up. It doesn't have to be 5 notes. It can be whatever you like. All right, so I'm going to change the instrument here to the vibraphone sound, which I really like. Again, I want to make sure this track here is highlighted and not this one or this one. We want the third track highlighted. So improvise some options. One other thing I wanted to mention, if you click and get out of the assignment brief, you'll see where it says pitch here. Now this will show you the actual letter names of the notes. All right, so try and improvise some options before you get started. And if you want to pause and start somewhere else, that's fine. I won't necessarily count that as, like, it would really kind of be you'll see it'll be a big skip. So if you want to kind of do this in sections and pause for a second, go somewhere else, that's fine. But we're looking for steps as far as once you start playing. All right. And so how this pitch thing works is you click on the pitch. And so now I have, now I have the letters of the keyboard. The Z corresponds with C, which is the note C, the musical pitch C. So I'm going to kind of keep it here. Again, I want you to play with a steady beat. All right. So improvise some ideas. When you're ready, let's record. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oop, I hit the touchpad and it stopped. And I can tell you, I'm gonna wait here. I'm gonna let these play by themselves before I start. But you can start right from the beginning if you'd like. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So let's go back and listen to what that is. And I left a silence right here. Up, and it went down. Another rest. Now, technically, this would be a skip from here to here. And this would be a rest or a silence. And this would be another skip. But if you just did steps up and down, that would kind of keep you in the same area of the keyboard. So with this way, you can be a little more creative. All right, let's go back to our assignment brief. Create a drum track however you'd like that is at least as long as everything you have done so far. So I need to get almost here to 10 with my drum track. So add a track. Change the drum kits. Find a drum kit that you like. Go to Classic Rock, and you can choose any of these. And cinematic kit. Okay, so improvise some ideas. In the groove unit, we talked about strong beats and weak beats, but you can kind of do this however you'd like. And if you'd like to add extra tracks after this, that's fine. All right, so try out some ideas for that, and when you're ready, go ahead and press record. Again, make sure you've got track 4 highlighted so that you don't play over something else. 2, 3, 4, 6, 8. And go back to all that. Now, one thing I should have been mentioning is I'm trying to train people to save after every track. No, I didn't do that. So I apologize, but I'm telling you now, before you get started, save after every track. Right? What's happening is we're having students that wait till they put a lot of time into a composition before they press save, and if BandLab crashes, you lose everything. So get in the habit of saving after every track. And then when you're ready to submit, and you press the submit button. So let's go back and look at our objective and see if we did what we were supposed to do here. All right, so the students will understand that music has shape. That's our definition of melodic contour. I guarantee there will be an essential questions where one of the questions says, what is the definition of melodic contour? And the answer will be music has shape. Understand what a step is. I guarantee that will be another question. What is a step? And you'll be looking for a step is when a note goes up or down to a note that neighbors it or is right next to it. Understand high and low on a keyboard instrument. Some kind of question might be, which way is high? Left to right. All right, which way is if we're going down? Right to left. So going up, left to right, going down, right to left. Understand what a melody is. Melody is a series of pitches combined with rhythm. So I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and we'll be back with lesson 2 of the melodic contour next.